Question 1. What was the primary purpose of the Domesday Book commissioned by William the Conqueror? A. To record the outcome of battles. B. To assess the tax liabilities of his subjects. C. To catalogue the monasteries. D. To establish a legal system. Answer. B. To assess the tax liabilities of his subjects. The Domesday Book was commissioned by William the Conqueror to assess the tax liabilities of his subjects and provide a comprehensive record of landholdings in England. Question 2. Who was the British monarch during the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215? A. Richard I. B. Henry VIII. C. Elizabeth I. D. King John. Answer. D. King John. King John was the British monarch during the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215, a document that limited the powers of the monarchy for the first time. Question 3. What historical event is known as the anarchy in England? A. The War of the Roses. B. The Civil War in the 12th century between Empress Matilda and King Stephen. C. The English Civil War in the 17th century. D. The Viking invasions. Answer. B. The Civil War in the 12th century between Empress Matilda and King Stephen. The anarchy refers to the civil war and period of instability in England during the 12th century between Empress Matilda and King Stephen for the English crown. Question 4. Which British king was known as Lionheart? A. Edward I. B. Henry V. C. Richard I. D. James I. Answer. C. Richard I. Richard I, known as Richard the Lionheart, was famous for his role in the Third Crusade and his reputation as a great military leader. Question 5. What was the original name of the Royal Air Force during its formation in 1918? A. The British Air Corps. B. The Aerial Defence Force. C. The Royal Flying Corps. D. The Sky Battalion. Answer. C. The Royal Flying Corps. The Royal Air Force was originally known as the Royal Flying Corps before it was merged with the Royal Naval Air Service in 1918 to form the RAF. Question 6. In which battle did Admiral Nelson lose his life? A. The Battle of Trafalgar. B. The Battle of the Nile. C. The Battle of Jutland. D. The Battle of Cape St. Vincent. Answer. A. The Battle of Trafalgar. Admiral Nelson lost his life in the Battle of Trafalgar in 1805, which was a decisive naval victory against the combined fleets of France and Spain. Question 7. Who was the first Plantagenet King of England? A. Edward I. B. Henry II. C. Richard III. D. George I. Answer. B. Henry II. Henry II was the first Plantagenet King of England, beginning a dynasty that would rule for over 300 years. Question 8. What year marked the beginning of the English Reformation? A. 1215. B. 1534. C. 1642. D. 1776. Answer. B. 1534. The English Reformation began in 1534 when King Henry VIII declared himself the head of the Church of England, separating it from the Roman Catholic Church. Question 9. Name the ship that brought the Pilgrim Fathers to America. A. The Mayflower. B. The Santa Maria. C. The Endeavour. D. The Victory. Answer. A. The Mayflower. The Mayflower was the ship that brought the Pilgrim Fathers to America in 1620. Question 10. Which treaty concluded the First Anglo-Dutch War? A. The Treaty of Westminster. B. The Treaty of Utrecht. C. The Treaty of Breda. D. The Treaty of Versailles. Answer C. The Treaty of Breda. The Treaty of Breda, signed in 1667, concluded the First Anglo-Dutch War with terms favourable to the Dutch. Question 11. What was the main cause of the peasants' revolt in 1381? A. The Black Death. B. Religious reforms. C. The imposition of a poll tax. D. Land disputes. Answer C. The imposition of a poll tax. The main cause of the peasants' revolt in 1381 was the imposition of a poll tax, which was seen as unfair by the peasantry. Question 12. Who is credited with inventing the World Wide Web? A. Bill Gates. B. Steve Jobs. C. Tim Berners-Lee. D. Mark Zuckerberg. Answer C. Tim Berners-Lee. Tim Berners-Lee is credited with inventing the World Wide Web in 1989, revolutionizing information sharing and communication. Question 13. In what year was the Battle of Agincourt fought? A. 1066. B. 1415. C. 1588. D. 1815. Answer B. 1415. The Battle of Agincourt was fought in 1415 and was a major English victory in the 100 Years' War against France. Question 14. Who was the Prime Minister of Britain when the Great Reform Act was passed in 1832? A. William Pitt the Younger. B. Earl Grey. C. Benjamin Disraeli. D. Robert Peel. Answer B. Earl Grey. Earl Grey was the Prime Minister of Britain when the Great Reform Act was passed in 1832, which reformed the electoral system by increasing the franchise. Question 15. Name the king who was executed at the end of the English Civil War. A. Charles I. B. James II. C. Edward VI. D. Henry VII. Answer A. Charles I. Charles I was executed in 1649 at the end of the English Civil War, marking a significant moment in British history. Question 16. Who was the longest-serving consort of a reigning British monarch? A. Prince Albert. B. Prince Philip. C. Queen Charlotte. D. Prince George, Duke of Kent. Answer B. Prince Philip. Prince Philip, Duke of Edinburgh, was the longest-serving consort of a reigning British monarch, Queen Elizabeth II. Question 17. What is the name of the first cloned mammal, a sheep, created by British scientists? A. Daisy. B. Dolly. C. Molly. D. Polly. Answer B. Dolly. Dolly the sheep was the first mammal to be cloned from an adult somatic cell by scientists at the Roslin Institute in Scotland. Question 18. What architectural style is the Palace of Westminster known for? A. Baroque. B. Gothic Revival. C. Victorian. D. Art Deco. Answer B. Gothic Revival. The Palace of Westminster is known for its iconic Gothic Revival architecture, designed by Sir Charles Barry and Augustus Pugin. Question 19. Who wrote A Vindication of the Rights of Woman? A. Jane Austen. B. Mary Wollstonecraft. C. Virginia Woolf. D. Emmeline Pankhurst. Answer B. Mary Wollstonecraft. A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, written by Mary Wollstonecraft, in 1792 is a seminal work in feminist philosophy. Question 20. In which year did the Act of Union between England and Scotland come into effect? A. 1536, B. 1603, C. 1707, D. 1801. Answer: C. 1707. The Act of Union between England and Scotland came into effect in 1707, formally uniting the two countries into one kingdom, Great Britain. Question 21. What was Operation Dynamo during World War II? A. The code name for the Battle of Britain. B. The development of the atomic bomb. C. The evacuation of Allied troops from Dunkirk, France. D. The first use of radar in combat. Answer: C. The evacuation of Allied troops from Dunkirk, France. Operation Dynamo was the code name for the evacuation of Allied troops from Dunkirk, France in 1940. Question 22. Who was the first British Prime Minister of the 20th century? A. Winston Churchill. B. Robert Walpole. C. Lord Salisbury. D. David Lloyd George. Answer: C. Lord Salisbury. Lord Salisbury was serving as Prime Minister as the 20th century began, from 1895 to 1902. Question 23. What significant event did the Gunpowder Plot of 1605 aim to achieve? A. To restore Catholicism in England. B. To declare independence from Spain. C. To introduce the parliamentary system. D. To abolish the monarchy. Answer: A. To restore Catholicism in England. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605 aimed to blow up the House of Lords during the state opening of Parliament, to kill King James I and restore a Catholic monarch to the throne. Question 24. Name the treaty that recognized the independence of the American colonies. A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Magna Carta. D. The Treaty of Utrecht. Answer: A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 ended the American Revolutionary War and recognized the independence of the American colonies from British rule. Question 25. In which year was the Bank of England established? A. 1544. B. 1694. C. 1776. D. 1821. Answer: B. 1694. The Bank of England was established in 1694, making it one of the oldest central banks in the world. Question 26. What landmark did Sir Christopher Wren design after the Great Fire of London? A. Buckingham Palace. B. St. Paul's Cathedral. C. The Tower of London. D. Westminster Abbey. Answer: B. St. Paul's Cathedral. Sir Christopher Wren designed St. Paul's Cathedral after the Great Fire of London in 1666 as part of the rebuilding of the city. Question 27. Who was the last monarch of the House of Tudor? A. Elizabeth I. B. Henry VIII. C. Mary I. D. James I. Answer: A. Elizabeth I. Elizabeth I was the last monarch of the House of Tudor, reigning from 1558 until her death in 1603. Question 28. Name the British naval battle in 1805 that was a decisive victory against Napoleon's fleet. A. The Battle of Trafalgar. B. The Battle of Waterloo. C. The Battle of the Nile. D. The Battle of Jutland. Answer: A. The Battle of Trafalgar. The Battle of Trafalgar in 1805 was a decisive naval victory against Napoleon's fleet, led by Admiral Nelson. Question 29. What major public health event occurred in London in 1854, leading to the development of modern epidemiology? A. The Great Plague. B. The cholera outbreak in Soho. C. The Great Fire. D. The smallpox epidemic. Answer: B. The cholera outbreak in Soho. The 1854 cholera outbreak in the Soho district of London led to John Snow's work, which is considered a founding event in the science of epidemiology. Question 30. Who was the British monarch during the Battle of Waterloo? A. George III. B. George IV. C. William IV. D. Victoria. Answer: A. George III. George III was the British monarch during the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Question 31. Name the law that officially abolished the slave trade within the British Empire. A. The Slavery Abolition Act 1833. B. The Emancipation Proclamation. C. The Slave Trade Act 1807. D. The Human Rights Act. Answer: C. The Slave Trade Act 1807. The Slave Trade Act of 1807 officially abolished the slave trade within the British Empire. Question 32. What was the primary purpose of the Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284? A. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. B. To establish the Church of England. C. To reform the legal system. D. To regulate the wool trade. Answer: A. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. The Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284 was enacted to annex Wales into the Crown of England, establishing English rule over Wales. Question 33. Who led the Scottish forces at the Battle of Bannockburn? A. William Wallace. B. Robert the Bruce. C. James Douglas. D. Bonnie Prince Charlie. Answer: B. Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce led the Scottish forces to victory at the Battle of Bannockburn in 1314. Question 34. Name the first female police officer in the UK with full power of arrest. A. Edith Smith. B. Dorothy Smith. C. Mary Allen. D. Catherine Switzer. Answer: A. Edith Smith. Edith Smith became the first female police officer in the UK with full power of arrest in 1915. Question 35. What discovery is Mary Stopes known for in the field of paleobotany? A. The classification of plant species. B. The discovery of coal formation processes. C. Fossilized spores indicating early plant life. D. The medicinal properties of plants. Answer: C. Fossilized spores indicating early plant life. Mary Stopes made significant contributions to paleobotany, including her work on fossilized spores that provided insights into early plant life. Question 36. In which century did the Black Death first arrive in England? A. 12th century. B. 13th century. C. 14th century. D. 15th century. Answer: C. 14th century. The Black Death arrived in England in the 14th century, 1348, causing widespread mortality. Question 37. What significant labour movement began in Tolpuddle, Dorset in 1834? A. The Tolpuddle Martyrs forming a trade union. B. The introduction of the minimum wage. C. The start of the women's suffrage movement. D. The first factory strikes. Answer: A. The Tolpuddle Martyrs forming a trade union. The Tolpuddle Martyrs were a group of farm labourers who formed a trade union in 1834, leading to significant developments in British labour rights. Question 38. Name the series of laws that consolidated the power of the Anglican Church in the 16th century. A. The Acts of Union. B. The Elizabethan Religious Settlement. C. The Corn Laws. D. The Poor Laws. Answer B. The Elizabethan Religious Settlement. The Elizabethan Religious Settlement was a series of laws in the 16th century that established the Church of England's structure and doctrine, consolidating its power. Question 39. Who was the ruler of Britain during the 7 Years' War? A. Queen Anne. B. George II. C. George III. D. Elizabeth I. Answer C. George III. George III was the ruler of Britain during the 7 Years' War, which lasted from 1756 to 1763. Question 40. What event is considered to mark the start of the British Empire's decline? A. The loss of the American colonies. B. The signing of the Magna Carta. C. The Battle of Waterloo. D. The end of World War II. Answer A. The loss of the American colonies. The loss of the American colonies following the American Revolutionary War and the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1783 is often considered the beginning of the British Empire's decline. Question 41. Who was the first British monarch of the House of Windsor? A. Queen Victoria. B. Edward VII. C. George V. D. Elizabeth II. Answer C. George V. George V was the first British monarch of the House of Windsor, a name adopted in 1917 during World War I due to anti-German sentiment. Question 42. Name the battle where Robert the Bruce secured Scottish independence from England. A. The Battle of Stirling Bridge. B. The Battle of Falkirk. C. The Battle of Bannockburn. D. The Battle of Culloden. Answer C. The Battle of Bannockburn. The Battle of Bannockburn in 1314 was where Robert the Bruce secured Scottish independence from England. Question 43. What is the significance of the Battle of Cable Street in 1936? A. It was a significant naval battle. B. It was a major victory in World War II. C. It was a protest against the British government. D. It saw mass opposition to the British Union of Fascists. Answer D. It saw mass opposition to the British Union of Fascists. The Battle of Cable Street in 1936 is remembered for the mass opposition by local residents and anti-fascist protesters against the march of the British Union of Fascists through the East End of London. Question 44. Who was the UK's first female Member of Parliament to take a seat? A. Margaret Thatcher. B. Nancy Astor. C. Constance Markievicz. D. Barbara Castle. Answer B. Nancy Astor. Nancy Astor was the first female Member of Parliament to take a seat in the House of Commons in 1919. Question 45. In what year was the Representation of the People Act granting suffrage to women over 30 passed? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1944. D. 1969. Answer A. 1918. The Representation of the People Act of 1918 granted suffrage to women over the age of 30 who met certain property qualifications. Question 46. Name the British scientist who formulated the laws of motion and universal gravitation. A. Charles Darwin. B. Isaac Newton. C. Stephen Hawking. D. Michael Faraday. Answer: B. Isaac Newton. Sir Isaac Newton formulated the laws of motion and universal gravitation in the late 17th century. Question 47. What was the primary outcome of the Glorious Revolution of 1688? A. The establishment of the Church of England. B. The beginning of the British Empire. C. The confirmation of parliamentary supremacy over the monarchy. D. The end of the English Civil War. Answer: C. The confirmation of parliamentary supremacy over the monarchy. The Glorious Revolution of 1688 led to the confirmation of parliamentary supremacy over the monarchy and the establishment of constitutional monarchy in Britain. Question 48. Who was known as the Iron Lady in British politics? A. Queen Elizabeth II. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Indira Gandhi. D. Angela Merkel. Answer: B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom from 1979 to 1990, was known as the Iron Lady for her strong and uncompromising leadership style. Question 49. In which year was the National Health Service, NHS, founded? A. 1948. B. 1952. C. 1960. D. 1973. Answer: A. 1948. The National Health Service, NHS, was founded in 1948, providing healthcare services funded by general taxation to all UK residents. Question 50. What historical document is often considered England's first written constitution? A. The Magna Carta. B. The Bill of Rights. C. The Charter of Liberties. D. The Act of Settlement. Answer: A. The Magna Carta. The Magna Carta, signed in 1215, is often considered England's first written constitution due to its principles limiting the monarch's power and establishing legal rights. Question 51. Who founded the Metropolitan Police Service in London and in what year? A. Sir Robert Peel, 1829. B. Winston Churchill, 1911. C. Sir Charles Rowan, 1830. D. Henry Fielding, 1750. Answer: A. Sir Robert Peel, 1829. Sir Robert Peel founded the Metropolitan Police Service in London in 1829, leading to officers being nicknamed Bobbies after him. Question 52. What was the main issue at stake in the Jacobite risings of the 18th century? A. Religious freedom. B. Parliamentary reform. C. Restoration of the Stuart monarchy. D. Abolition of the slave trade. Answer: C. Restoration of the Stuart monarchy. The Jacobite risings of the 18th century aimed to restore the Stuart monarchy to the thrones of England, Scotland, and Ireland. Question 53. Name the English king who led the Third Crusade. A. Edward I. B. Henry V. C. Richard I. D. John. Answer: C. Richard I. Richard I, known as Richard the Lionheart, led the Third Crusade to the Holy Land. Question 54. What was the primary reason for the formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1922? A. The unification of the English and Scottish parliaments. B. The independence of the Irish Free State. C. The merger with Wales. D. The acquisition of overseas colonies. Answer: B. The independence of the Irish Free State. The formation of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland in 1922 occurred after the partition of Ireland and the independence of the Irish Free State. Question 55. Who was the first British monarch to reside in Buckingham Palace? A. George III. B. George IV. C. Queen Victoria. D. Elizabeth II. Answer: C. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was the first British monarch to reside in Buckingham Palace, making it the official royal residence in 1837. Question 56. What was the purpose of the Corn Laws in the 19th century? A. To regulate the import and export of corn. B. To encourage scientific innovation. C. To fund the Napoleonic Wars. D. To protect the rights of workers. Answer: A. To regulate the import and export of corn. The Corn Laws were implemented to regulate the import and export of grain in the UK, aiming to protect domestic agriculture, but eventually led to widespread protest and were repealed in 1846. Question 57. Who is considered the founder of modern nursing and healthcare reform in the UK? A. Florence Nightingale. B. Mary Seacole. C. Elizabeth Garrett Anderson. D. Marie Curie. Answer: A. Florence Nightingale. Florence Nightingale is considered the founder of modern nursing due to her role in healthcare reform and the establishment of nursing as a profession during and after the Crimean War. Question 58. Name the British explorer who first circumnavigated Australia. A. James Cook. B. Sir Francis Drake. C. Matthew Flinders. D. William Dampier. Answer: C. Matthew Flinders. Matthew Flinders was the first to circumnavigate Australia and identify it as a continent. Question 59. What treaty ended the War of the Spanish Succession? A. The Treaty of Utrecht. B. The Treaty of Westphalia. C. The Treaty of Versailles. D. The Treaty of Tordesillas. Answer: A. The Treaty of Utrecht. The Treaty of Utrecht, signed in 1713, ended the War of the Spanish Succession, redistributing territories among the major European powers. Question 60. Who was the first British sovereign to use Buckingham Palace as an official residence? A. George III. B. George IV. C. Queen Victoria. D. Elizabeth II. Answer: C. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was the first British sovereign to use Buckingham Palace as an official royal residence, starting in 1837. Question 61. In which year did the Battle of Britain take place during World War II? A. 1939. B. 1940. C. 1941. D. 1945. Answer: B. 1940. The Battle of Britain took place in 1940, and it was a significant air campaign waged by the German Air Force against the United Kingdom. Question 62. What significant social reform did the Beveridge Report lead to? A. The foundation of the National Health Service. B. The introduction of the minimum wage. C. The abolition of the death penalty. D. The decriminalization of homosexuality. Answer: A. The foundation of the National Health Service. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942, outlined a plan for social insurance that would cover the citizen from the cradle to the grave, leading to the foundation of the National Health Service, NHS, in 1948. Question 63. Name the ship on which Charles Darwin made his famous voyage that led to the theory of evolution. A. HMS Beagle. B. HMS Endeavour. C. HMS Victory. D. HMS Challenger. Answer: A. HMS Beagle. Charles Darwin made his famous voyage on HMS Beagle, which greatly influenced his development of the theory of evolution by natural selection. Question 64. What was the primary goal of the Chartists in the 19th century? A. To gain voting rights for all men. B. To abolish the monarchy. C. To establish a national education system. D. To end the use of child labour. Answer: A. To gain voting rights for all men. The Chartists were a working-class movement in the 19th century that sought political reform, including the extension of voting rights to all men. Question 65. Who was Britain's youngest Prime Minister? A. William Pitt the Younger. B. David Cameron. C. Tony Blair. D. Boris Johnson. Answer: A. William Pitt the Younger. William Pitt the Younger became Prime Minister at the age of 24 in 1783, making him Britain's youngest Prime Minister. Question 66. Name the British law that first attempted to regulate working conditions during the Industrial Revolution. A. The Health and Morals of Apprentices Act 1802. B. The Factory Act 1833. C. The Mines Act 1842. D. The Workhouses Act 1834. Answer: A. The Health and Morals of Apprentices Act 1802. This act was one of the first attempts to improve working conditions, particularly for apprentices, during the early stages of the Industrial Revolution. Question 67. What was the last successful invasion of Britain? A. The Norman Conquest in 1066. B. The Viking invasion in the 9th century. C. The Roman invasion in 43 AD. D. The Spanish Armada in 1588. Answer: A. The Norman Conquest in 1066. The Norman Conquest, led by William the Conqueror, was the last successful invasion of Britain, leading to significant cultural and political changes. Question 68. Who wrote the influential work On Liberty? A. John Stuart Mill. B. Adam Smith. C. Thomas Hobbes. D. John Locke. Answer: A. John Stuart Mill. On Liberty, written by John Stuart Mill and published in 1859, is a foundational text in the philosophy of personal and political freedom. Question 69. What major change did the Reform Act of 1832 bring about in British politics? A. The establishment of the welfare state. B. The abolition of the slave trade. C. The extension of the voting franchise to more men. D. The introduction of female suffrage. Answer: C. The extension of the voting franchise to more men. The Reform Act of 1832 significantly widened the electoral franchise, allowing a greater number of men to vote, and is considered a milestone in the development of the British parliamentary system. Question 70. Name the period of intense scientific, cultural, and industrial advancement during the late 18th and early 19th centuries. A. The Renaissance. B. The Enlightenment. C. The Industrial Revolution. D. The Victorian era. Answer: C. The Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution was a period of intense scientific, cultural, and industrial advancement that began in Britain in the late 18th century and had profound effects on society. Question 71. What was the primary export product of the British Empire during its peak? A. Tea. B. Cotton. C. Opium. D. Wool. Answer: B. Cotton. During the peak of the British Empire, cotton was one of the primary export products, particularly during the 19th century with the growth of the textile industry. Question 72. Who was the first president of the Board of Trade known for abolishing the Corn Laws? A. Sir Robert Peel. B. Charles Grey. C. William Pitt the Younger. D. Benjamin Disraeli. Answer: A. Sir Robert Peel. Sir Robert Peel, as Prime Minister, played a key role in the repeal of the Corn Laws in 1846, which had imposed restrictive tariffs on imported grain. Question 73. In what year did the Great Irish Famine begin? A. 1820. B. 1845. C. 1860. D. 1900. Answer: B. 1845. The Great Irish Famine began in 1845 when a potato blight caused massive crop failures, leading to widespread starvation and emigration. Question 74. Name the British Prime Minister at the start of World War I. A. Winston Churchill. B. Herbert Asquith. C. David Lloyd George. D. Neville Chamberlain. Answer: B. Herbert Asquith. Herbert Asquith was the British Prime Minister at the start of World War I in 1914. Question 75. What is the oldest university in the English-speaking world, and when was it established? A. University of Oxford, established around 1096. B. University of Cambridge, established in 1209. C. Harvard University, established in 1636. D. University of St Andrews, established in 1413. Answer: A. University of Oxford, established around 1096. The University of Oxford is recognized as the oldest university in the English-speaking world, with teaching dating back to around 1096. Question 76. Who was the first Briton to win a Nobel Prize, and in what field? A. Ernest Rutherford, Chemistry. B. Alexander Fleming, Medicine. C. William Ramsay, Chemistry. D. Ronald Ross, Physiology or Medicine. Answer: D. Ronald Ross, Physiology or Medicine. Ronald Ross was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1902 for his work on the life cycle of the malaria parasite. Question 77. What was the significant outcome of the Battle of the Somme in World War I? A. The introduction of tank warfare. B. The end of trench warfare. C. Massive casualties with little territorial gain. D. The surrender of German forces. Answer: C. Massive casualties with little territorial gain. The Battle of the Somme in 1916 is remembered for the massive casualties on both sides with little territorial gain, highlighting the brutal stalemate of trench warfare. Question 78. Name the document that established the principle of no taxation without representation. A. The Bill of Rights 1689. B. The Magna Carta. C. The Petition of Right 1628. D. The Declaration of Independence. Answer: C. The Petition of Right 1628. The Petition of Right, passed in 1628, is one of the documents that laid the foundation for the principle of no taxation without representation, influencing later political thought and documents. Question 79. Who was the first woman to fly solo from England to Australia? A. Amelia Earhart. B. Bessie Coleman. C. Amy Johnson. D. Harriet Quimby. Answer: C. Amy Johnson. Amy Johnson became the first woman to fly solo from England to Australia in 1930, setting a remarkable record. Question 80. What was the original purpose of the British Museum when it was established? A. To serve as a royal palace. B. To collect taxidermy specimens. C. To house the Royal Art Collection. D. To display artifacts for public education and enjoyment. Answer: D. To display artifacts for public education and enjoyment. The British Museum was established in 1753 with the purpose of displaying a wide range of artifacts for the education and enjoyment of the public. Question 81. Which Act was passed first, the Factory Act or the Mines Act? A. The Factory Act. B. The Mines Act. C. Both were passed in the same year. D. Neither, as they are part of the same legislation. Answer: A. The Factory Act. The Factory Act, aimed at improving conditions for workers in factories, was passed first. The Factory Act of 1833, one of the earliest attempts to regulate factory conditions in Britain, predates several Mines Acts, with significant legislation for mines starting in 1842. Question 82. Name the peace treaty that ended the American Revolutionary War. A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. B. The Treaty of Versailles. C. The Treaty of Ghent. D. The Treaty of Utrecht. Answer: A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 ended the American Revolutionary War, recognizing American independence from British rule. Question 83. What was the economic policy of mercantilism as practiced by the British Empire? A. A focus on domestic consumption and self-sufficiency. B. The accumulation of wealth through the profitable balance of trade. C. The promotion of free trade and open markets. D. Government ownership of means of production. Answer: B. The accumulation of wealth through the profitable balance of trade. Mercantilism, as practiced by the British Empire, focused on the accumulation of wealth, particularly gold and silver, through a positive balance of trade with other countries. Question 84. Who was the longest reigning British monarch before Queen Elizabeth II? A. Queen Victoria. B. King George III. C. Queen Elizabeth I. D. King Henry VIII. Answer: A. Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria was the longest reigning British monarch before Queen Elizabeth II, ruling for 63 years and 216 days from 1837 to 1901. Question 85. In what year did the UK signalise its currency? A. 1960. B. 1971. C. 1982. D. 1990. Answer: B. 1971. The UK signalised its currency on February 15, 1971, a process known as decimal day, moving from the pounds, shillings and pence system to a system based on pounds and pence only. Question 86. What infamous prison was located on the Thames and held prisoners such as Sir Walter Raleigh? A. The Tower of London. B. Newgate Prison. C. The Clink. D. Alcatraz. Answer: A. The Tower of London. The Tower of London, located on the north bank of the River Thames, is infamous for holding many high-profile prisoners, including Sir Walter Raleigh. Question 87. Name the treaty that ended the Boer War. A. The Treaty of Vereeniging. B. The Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. C. The Treaty of Nanking. D. The Treaty of Paris. Answer: A. The Treaty of Vereeniging. The Treaty of Vereeniging ended the Second Boer War in 1902, resulting in British victory and the incorporation of the Boer republics into the British Empire. Question 88. Who was known as the Maid of Orleans and fought against English forces in France? A. Elizabeth I. B. Joan of Arc. C. Catherine of Aragon. D. Boudicca. Answer: B. Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc, known as the Maid of Orleans, played a key role in the Lancastrian phase of the 100 Years' War and was instrumental in lifting the siege of Orleans in a victory against English forces. Question 89. What British naval vessel was sunk by a German U-boat in World War I, influencing the USA's entry into the war? A. HMS Hood. B. HMS Dreadnought. C. RMS Lusitania. D. HMS Titanic. Answer: C. RMS Lusitania. The sinking of RMS Lusitania by a German U-boat in 1915, resulting in the deaths of 1,198 passengers and crew, including Americans, influenced the USA's eventual entry into World War I. Question 90. Who was the English king at the time of the signing of the Treaty of Windsor with Portugal, the oldest diplomatic alliance in the world still in force? A. Edward III. B. Richard II. C. Henry VIII. D. John I. Answer: A. Edward III. The Treaty of Windsor, signed in 1386 between Portugal and England under King Edward III, established a diplomatic alliance that remains the oldest in the world still in force,